So yesterday's session on the Vienne, Exure Vienne, was a failure, unfortunately. I got back, I dried all the gear out, I dried myself out because I was totally soaked. Now, it did rain for about 6 hours for the rest of the day yesterday, but the conditions are what they are today. I've got 1 day left to try and catch a barbel from a French river. So I scoured Google Maps last night to try and look for somewhere else. And I've found somewhere, I found a stretch where the Vienne splits into two and it looks like it's a little bit narrower. So we're gonna go there this morning. It's near a town called St. Junien. We're gonna check that out. And if that's not fishable, because it looks like the level has gone up a little bit more since yesterday with the extra rain that come down over the course of the day, if that one's no good, then we're going to head back to Confluence, and there's a little river there called Le Goire, not Loire, but Le Goire, and we're going to check that out, and we're going to follow that. It's a tributary into the Vienne, so we'll follow that back upstream and just see on a smaller section of river there if there's a section there that we can get some lines in and by any chance catch something from one of these French rivers. Well guys, new stretch, Ile de Chaillac, Vienne. It is not far off the top of the bank. It's like a bit of a picnic area this, in just off the side of this road. In the background, geez, it's slippy underfoot. Oh yeah, look at this. This is white fishing. Oh, check this out. Pêcher le carp de nuit. So this is a designated carp night fishing spot. None of that's in English, so we're gonna have to get the Google Translate on that in a bit. Section de pêche authorised. Not pronounced like that, of course, but yeah, well, I've got my carte de pêche for the Préfet de la Haute Vienne, so I can definitely fish here. By the way, if you do want a carte de pêche, I'll put a link in the video description to where I got mine from, so you can find that below, so you can fish legally in France. It's way too pacey here, but that section up by the bridge there might be workable. And there's a peg here as well. Now it looks like there is a track here that goes down into these woods that you can drive down, but I guess it wouldn't normally be like this, flooded without the rain that we've had over the last few days. Yeah, people have definitely been fishing here. You can see down there where they've been set up, but there's absolutely no chance it is belting through here. This tree on the right overhanging, that looks really nice. I bet there'd be fish sat under there or on the edge of there every day in normal conditions. So the river is split upstream of here, probably about a quarter of a mile up, so it's a fair bit narrower than what I've seen the rest of the Vienne. Yeah, another peg here. That's definitely getting fished as well. So this, by the look of it, is an area that the local anglers are getting stuck into. It's a designated night fishing area for carp. It's just absolutely melting through though, isn't it? That's the problem. There's no bends or anything here, nothing to work with. Just go up a bit further. Just to by any chance. See if there's a slack anywhere. No, I can see right up into the distance up there. There's no slack water here whatsoever. Well, I'm going to head back down to where I parked down here. Just get a rod out. The slowest section of water is the bit by the bridge. So let's see if there's anything doing there. Just see if we can at least hold the bottom. And we'll probably have an hour and a half there. And move on if we need to. I reckon we've probably got about 2 rod lengths down here. No idea what's under the water line. I guess it's just grassy bank that would normally be there when the level's at its regular point. But the only way we're going to find out is to get some lines in the water. Well, the approach for today, guys, it's going to be pretty simple stuff. Same as yesterday, really, bait wise. Meat, I'll put that on the downstream rod, and then paste wrap boilie on the upstream rod. There's just stacks of colour in the water, so there's nothing that you can do with small baits, feeder here, ground bait, anything like that. I've got a stack of 4mm pellet ground bait in the van that's come 700 miles from the UK. It's going to be going 700 miles back again, unfortunately. So yeah, we've got about 2 rod lengths to work with, so we're just going to drop a couple of smelly baits out there. Give it probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, see if anything turns up. If not, there's literally nothing else I can do here in these conditions. So it'll be a case of pack up, try somewhere else if it doesn't work here. There we go. This one's good to go. Well, we need a lead on it first. It's not quite good to go yet. Big chunky gripper lead. That's all we can do with the state of the Vienne out in front of us today. 2 rods are in. Ile de Chaillac on the Vienne, just outside St. Junien. Come on, anything that swims. Don't care what it is. So this is what I've got on the upstream rod. Nice smelly fish meal bait. Should stand out hopefully in this coloured water. The water didn't feel too deep, to be honest, when the leads went in. But I can't hold bottom any further out, even with a massive bow in the line, so it is what it is. Lines have been in about 20 minutes now, so we'll do a rechuck in a second just to refresh both rods. Just keep moving them. Just going to fish them as singles, not putting any loose feed out or anything like that. Just hopefully pick up an opportunist bite. Rechuck time on the upstream rod. Let's get some more paste on the go. Oh no, it's raining. No. Another soaking coming. Well, I've had a couple of hours now on these spots here, just by this bridge at Ile de Chaillac. And it's following the same pattern as yesterday, unfortunately. Not a tap, not a show of a fish, nothing surfaced, nothing on the rod tips to go at, no bounces. Absolutely sweet jackal, I'm afraid. So I think it's safe to say my French river fishing experience for April of 2025 is not exactly what I thought it might be, but you can only fish the conditions that are in front of you. And yeah, I might have been a little bit unlucky, but it is what it is. So what we're going to do now, 30 to 45 more minutes here, I think, looking at the time. So when I was scouring Google Maps last night for other spots, I noticed in St. Junien there was like a key area above a weir next to a bridge. It's only probably 10 minutes drive back upstream, so I may well go check that out, see if there's any spots there that we can get into. Otherwise, it's about a half-hour drive to the Confluence area. And I mentioned at the start of the video, there's another river there called the Goire. So the Goire flows into the Vienne at Confluence, and there might be a couple of spots on there that throw up an opportunity. Just being a smaller river, more intimate, the fish might go up the tributary out of the Vienne when it floods. So I'm just speculating, but it's got to be worth a go. So we'll go to St. Junien first, and then it'll be over to Confluence. And all we can do is work hard, keep trying, and hopefully, if it's a chublet or whatever it might be, just hopefully something appears to get the French river fishing blank out of the way. Well, back in the van, that spot has not produced. It's a nice little area though, well worth a revisit this one when conditions are a bit different. Right, next spot, St. Junien, 4 minutes away. Let's see what this one brings. Well, that could be worth a look down there. I was going to go a bit further down, but I'm going to pull in and check that out. Definitely get down to the water's edge here. Looks like a railway bridge going up above. Some sort of sluice. Might be able to sneak a rod or two here, either side this tree. It is pushing through. And just downstream there is a weir. Someone's tent as well. Well, I think this is what I saw on Google Maps next to this bridge, but it is just charging through here. Could get some rods out on this grass by the look of it, but it's just too fast. I don't think I'm going to go back to that spot back where that tent was, because whoever was in that tent was looking like they didn't want me fishing next to them. So yeah, so over to Confluence now, I think, and let's check out Le Goire. Well, look at this. Old mill on the far side. A little weir. I might have a go here for a few minutes. There's a lovely little back eddy just over there. We'll probably get some rods propped up down there. Or maybe even from this side of this stone wall as well. There's quite a bit of pace on this, but it's the first weir after where the Goire goes into the Vienne. So the fish could well come out of the Vienne in that direction, upstream here, and they may just well be sat in this area. Some slack water against that wall over there as well. There's a chap over there doing a bit of gardening, so I'm not sure if that's his property over there or not, but there's no signs anywhere to say no fishing. So it looks fair game to me. Let's get some rods and have a go here. Well, I'd rather my rods were resting on sticks if I can. Yeah, that's going to work. They're in. Net here. To get a bite, I can just come round onto this little sandy area here. Yeah, this will work. Well guys, I can't do any worse here than what I've done elsewhere, so it's worth a go, I think. It's probably a bit snaggy. Yeah, there's a lump or something out over there, so I've probably just got to pick my spots carefully and run the risk of losing a few hook lengths, but he who dares and all that. Right, cube of meat. Bang, straight into the slack. Perfect. Right, so let's try and go a little bit further over with this. Just make sure there's no cars about. What a fantastic little spot this is. Picturesque bit of fishing. Couple of rods in the Yorkshire tea coloured water. All sorts of runoff and rainwater has gone in this little river, as well as the Vienne. But we've got a couple of big cubes of smelly luncheon meat out there. Hopefully something will turn up for us. Well, it's not just the British rivers, look. A little bit of foam making its way down on the surface there. Well, this bit of slack water on the far side has produced zilch show so far. I'm just going to get this left-hand rod in now. I'm going to cut down the size of the bait just to try and reduce the size. Chuck it in this fast-moving water here, and may well just drop one down here as well, just to kind of explore all parts of this whirlpool. Not sure if there's anything here at all or what the form is with this, but at least I've covered all bases then. So let's get into that faster moving water and see if there's anything sat down there. Well, there's a chap from the top of the road who's just seen me and popped down for a chat. He said he fished here yesterday and blanked. He's saying that the water temperature has gone down by 3 or 4 degrees in the last couple of days, and that's probably the reason why the fishing has slowed up, which kind of makes sense, to be honest. He's a local, he just lives up the road. He says there are a few barbel, there's quite a lot of chub here, the odd carp or two, and there's a tencher or two here as well. So Yeah, it's a shame that we can't pick up a bite. I just had a rummage in the van and picked up some CKO pellets that I didn't realise I've got, so I've thrown one of those out on the right hand rod. There's one more location I can move to that I know of, so I'll probably hang on here for a bit longer yet, and if nothing turns up, we'll move downstream to a new spot. Fingers crossed, third time lucky for the day. Well, it's time to move on, I'm afraid. Another spot, another failure. This trip is not going particularly well, but oh, and here we go, we're stuck behind a rock. So we're going to lose a hook length now. Yeah, hook length snapped off. Oh well, on to the next spot. Fingers crossed, stay positive. Hopefully something will turn up. Well guys, another spot done and another blank. It's proving to be tough fishing this is, but perseverance, positive mental attitude and all that. I've probably got, I think, just under 4 hours left until I've got to be back. So I've got one more spot in mind. It's about half an hour away. So I'm going to get myself down there. Fingers crossed. Third one today, third time lucky. Hopefully we can turn something up at this last location. And how's that for fishing with the view in the background? Well, it's quite a long grassy section here that we can go at. This margin's all pretty similar. Look at that for a backdrop to fish against. Absolutely bonkers. That's a mega view, isn't it? But all along here, the water looks pretty similar. A lot of the pace in this is out in that area over there. You can just see where the crease lines start. So this near side looks pretty reasonable. There's a little bit of surface movement in this area here, but I like the look of this. So I'm going to get some rods, get in here, plenty of room to go at. We can move up and down the bank if we need to. Just hope there's one or two obliging fish out there. Just one bite, actually. I'm saying one or two. Just a single bite, please. Right, let's go get the gear. Let's get the lines in the water. To be honest, looking at the water here on the near side, I wish that I'd probably come here at the start of today, because this is the most stable section of river that I've seen. This is the furthest downstream as well, so maybe there's a lot of water that hasn't made it down this far just yet. Or it might just be that the width of the river here is just allowing the extra water to be dispersed with less effect on the flow. Well, I've just increased the size of the lead on the downstream rod because it's been dragged off the spot a couple of times. Doesn't look like there's much flow out there, but typical of a very big, wide river, it's very deceptive. Right, that rod's back out now. Well, caught in the local boulangerie on the way to this third stop. I'm going to be going home the size of a house. Look at that thing. Wow. The food is so good. Bit of lunch with a view. Couple of rods out. Hopefully one of those rods busts off. Well, there's quite a lot of this grassy, weedy stuff that's coming down that is jamming up the top ring of the rod. Just got to be careful if I do get a bite that I can make sure I'm in contact with a fish and we don't get the line stuck in the top eye. I've had that once or twice before and that's always fun. So these rods have been out about an hour and a half now. Nothing doing. There's quite a lot of foam coming down on the surface at the minute on this near side. So we'll probably stay here for about another half an hour. May well move a bit closer to the bridge, just to try a bit further down. If there's nothing going on here. Let's give it half an hour though. Keep watching the water and hopefully something's going to happen for us. Cuckoo calling in the background. A couple of ominous looking clouds around as well. We'll let them drift off in the opposite direction. I've had enough rain. Oh, God loves a tryer. Fingers crossed there is a reward out there for me. We're on the move yet again. This is going to be the last move. So I'm heading that way. That grassy area down there. The water cuts in a little bit there and there's some nice slack in this little almost like inlet area, so we're going to go give that a whirl, see if there's anything sat in there, and hopefully that is the one that I've been waiting for. Probably about 2.5 hours in that peg there, nothing going on whatsoever, so probably 200-300 yards downstream, something like that. Get ourselves down here. Not seen anything down here, it's just gut instinct. Let's go and try down here. Last hour, hour and a half, something like that. Just see if by any slim chance something's going to turn up. I think the water temperature is the problem, unfortunately. Big drop in temperature with the amount of water that's gone in. It's probably shocked the fish a little bit and knocked them off the feed, but well, one last chance. This is what it looks like. Let's give it a go here. Just see if there's anything out there that's up for a feed. So here's the last stop on what's going to be a number of pegs today, so a bit further downstream. And what I didn't realise when I was up there is that there is a zip line that goes from the top of the bridge over there. Now the zip line cable is running, you might just be able to see it, runs across here and it heads into there. but that's a pretty awesome experience. Now, I've just got to be careful. I don't think I'm going to be casting as far out as where the zip line is, but it does inhibit the casting out in this area across here. So this area of Chaillac is probably where I'm going to put the rods. To be honest, I probably should have set them up on that side of the spit there, but it's really wet there. So we'll come on this side, we'll work out the casting, and hopefully this last stop on what feels already like quite a long day will deliver us something, some sort of reward from a French river. Another paste wrap for the upstream rod. Cool, what a view this is. Right, let's get this rod out. Stop gazing at that viaduct and concentrate on where we're going to stick this. Alright, job done. Well, never been so chuffed to see a cat in all my life. Number of different stretches. Come here, mate. You are absolutely tiny, but let's have a quick look at you. Well, you're not quite as small as I thought you were going to be, but 3-4 pound, might be being generous there. A face you could love. Look at that. Saved my French river fishing. Thank you very much, Mr. Catfish. Let's get you back in the edge. Thank you for popping by. Wrong way, mate. Come on, get up the net. There you go. Well, would you believe that? Saved by a monster catfish right at the 23rd hour. I thought it was going to be a second French river video in a row, ending on a blank. If you made it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. To be honest, I've mildly enjoyed the last 2 or 3 days of what has been very frustrating fishing, chasing around these French rivers, learning about them and trying to find a few bites. I've got on the wrong end of some tough conditions, unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. That's fishing. You win some, you lose some. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck with your own fishing, and I will be back with another one again very soon.